It's Saturday, November 1st, 2025, the first day of Dia De Muertos, and I want to tell you a Dia de Muertos fable that really got me. It's about 5:30 a.m. right now. The sun will rise soon. I'm gonna make some coffee. I'm going to enjoy my coffee. Enjoy a pan de muerto relleno de mazapan. Let me see, let me put that over here perhaps, which I have here. And I'm gonna tell you a Dia de Muertos fable by Candlelight while the coffee sets. So let me bring my candle a little bit closer. Small table struggles, you know how it is. Yeah, I have my candle in my pumpkin mug because I don't have a candle holder. Anyway, so if you don't know, Dia de Muertos, or the Day of the Dead, is an annual Mexican celebration of your loved ones remembering your ancestors, and there are many kind of traditions and folk tales about it. Now, one of the major things which Dia de Muertos is centered around is the ofrenda, or the altar. Now, traditionally, this would be a 7-layered altar showing pictures of your loved ones, your family members. People put pets on them. I've even seen people put like Juan Gabriel and like celebrities on them. But you do this, the idea is that when you make this ofrenda, it's to keep the memories of your family members and loved ones alive, and you will leave out like something for them to eat, like their favorite food. So when they make the journey to cross between life and death, they have something to enjoy. Again, in all cultures, food is a big connecting staple, like a big way that people show love and affection and like shared identity and bond. And in Mexico, it almost has to be truer than in any other place on earth. So you make this ofrenda, and you use color. Something very traditional in it is to take the petals of a beautiful yellowy flower. Here it's called a cempasúchil, and you use the petals to decorate the ofrenda. Some people will even make a path with the petals to guide their loved ones home and show like care and love and respect. Now, this ofrenda is so central to the celebration of Dia de los Muertos that there are a lot of myths and legends and spooky stories surrounding the ofrenda, especially what you do if you create a bad ofrenda. Now, at least I could be wrong. As far as I know, there's not really a lot of like threat or pressure behind like you have to make the ofrenda, but there is like, if you do it, you do that respectfully. This is a myth I recently heard. It comes from, I think, like Aguascalientes or Zacatecas. Those are like two states close to each other in like central-ish Mexico. Now, there's this old tale that this was like back in the day. There was a couple, they'd been married for a long time. All their kids had already left the house, and the husband had become kind of like bitter and sour with age. And it was the time of Dia de Muertos, and the wife wanted to create an ofrenda. And the husband was like, no, fuck that, that's stupid. I'm just gonna go to the bar. He was an alcoholic. And this really, really hurt the wife's feelings. But, this was, decades and decades ago in a very traditional, small town Mexican family, and pretty much he was the man of the house, and what he said went. So the wife became upset with him, and he was a smartass, so he was like, okay, fine, like, you're so upset, we'll make a fucking ofrenda. And like, he pretty much only let his wife like do almost nothing. And again, like the leaving the food out for your loved ones, maybe their favorite was pan de muerto. If I had an ofrenda, there would probably be like mole almendrado and fried chicken on it, like Korean fried chicken with some kimchi. But it's very important. And you make like often your loved one's favorite food or like something they loved in life, whether their favorite thing was like mezcal or a cheeseburger or like garlic bread. Maybe they really, really loved like Reese's Pieces or like caviar, whatever. You leave that out for them. So he was like, all right, fine, we'll make a shitty ofrenda. What he did, instead of getting the like beautiful food, he pretty much got a tuna. Now, tunas are the fruits that grow off of cactuses. I think in English they're called prickly pears. And as they grow off cactuses, the outside is like incredibly prickly and hard. And he just leaves it there, doesn't cut it open, doesn't prepare it, nothing, won't let his wife do anything else. She's really heartbroken, but what he says goes. So he pretty much leaves out this prickly, like impossible to consume fruit unless you prepare it. And on the night of Dia de Muertos, he just goes out to the bar and, you know, he goes to the cantina, he's getting fucking hammered, he's getting wasted, and when he runs out of money, the bartender kicks him out. So, and remember, he lives in like a small Mexican town in the middle of nowhere. Everything is like within the same like couple dirt roads to each other. So he's like in the middle of like the early morning hours on Dia de Muertos. He's drunk as fuck, bien pedo, walking back to his house. And all of a sudden he starts hearing like wailing and praying and footsteps. And he's like, I'm in this little town alone. Like the streets are basically dead. Nobody's out here. Like, where am I hearing like wailing and praying coming from? So he follows the sound and ends up coming to like the middle of the desert, like in the middle of nowhere under the stars. And he sees this vast procession of people all dressed in white heading back from his little town, and he sees everybody's praying, everybody's eating, everybody has foods, but then he hears the wailing and he comes closer, drawn. He can't look away, he can't back away, and he sees the spirit of his own mother who'd passed away 25 years ago, holding the fucking tuna that he left on the altar, biting into the spines of the cactus and sobbing. And he feels his heart like clench in his chest and he can't believe it. And he sees her in the crowd turn and look directly into his eyes, and he starts wailing and wailing and wailing. And he's watching like the blood fall out of her mouth as she bites into this like horrible, thorny, unprepared fruit. It is actually delicious when you prepare it, but like, would you want to fucking bite into a cactus right now? Anyway, she's looking directly into his eyes, blood pouring out of her mouth as she chews on this thorny, thorny fucking fruit. And he feels pain just radiate through his chest and down his arms, and with like a final sob of understanding what he's done to his own mother, he dies in the middle of the desert. And that's why you don't half-ass an ofrenda. Anyway, happy Dia de los Muertos. I don't know if it's appropriate to say that or not, but I did a lovely Samhain ritual. I had a beautiful dinner of chicken paprikash, or paprika Händel, as it's called in Bram Stoker's Dracula. And I passed out. Oh, by the way, peep this, the only man for me is Mothman mug. Delightful. I like a cafe con leche with a lot of leche, and this is actually really beautiful coffee. It's from, let me see, I can't aim it in the light right to see. Yeah, so this is from the northern woods of Chiapas. I got it at like a hippie cafe, and it's produced on like small independently run family farms. I really like to try and get like ethically sourced, like coffee and chocolate and things like that if I can, because U.S. imperialism did enough down here. Fucking Nescafe. I like my cafe con leche, like con leche, okay? Like milky ass coffee. But some nice cafe and pan as the sun rises. Yeah. Anyway, that was my Dia de Muertos tale. Again, from like Aguascalientes, Zacatecas. But yeah, there's a lot of variants of that story, and there's a lot of myths attached to like what happens when you half-ass your ofrenda. The woman I'm dating, actually, she told me that story. And anyway, good morning or good night. Bye. I'm gonna enjoy. Yeah, so I don't know. Can you see how beautiful this is? A pan de muerto. It has like some sugar on top, and it's full of like a mazapan cream. I am a mazapan slut. Anyway, good morning.